Okay, so far so good, but we are not finished yet. We have customized a few things, we have brought in our own stuff, and now let's bring this even further by creating those nice silhouettes I had in my original file. So for that I just took a few pictures of me jumping with my guitar in front of a white wall. And I quickly tell you how I did that. So let's just double click into our project window again, and there we have this silhouette, and we bring it out there by bringing it once again over the new composition icon. And there you have it, it's me jumping in front of a white wall. And as you can see, this is not really perfect, there's a lot of motion blur going on. You can see this shadow because I had to use a flashlight. But I didn't want to do this that professional because I wanted that nearly everybody could create their own silhouettes by taking some pictures. But you have to be aware of some things. First is that you need to have a contrast between you and the background. So this is why I shot the photo in front of a white wall. You can see there are some mistakes I made. For example, the white on my shoes has the same white like the background. And of course the shadow because of the flashlight. But we can get rid of all of this and maybe even take our benefits out of that. So at first we have to get more contrast in this picture. Just type in contrast because we want more contrast. And we bring out the brightness and contrast. And when we are playing with the settings, you can directly see what will happen. Of course, we can quickly grab our pen tool and mask me out. Okay, and now we just tint it. Now let's bring the brightness and contrast behind the tint. So you can see this works a bit better. And now we can play with this a bit more until we have a look that we like. So and now you can see that the white in the shoes really helps selling because this is a nice effect which comes along. And to transform this into a nice silhouette, for that you now just have to click on your layer, go to layer, auto trace. And here you have a few settings. Of course we want to trace our luminance channel because we created this black and white image. A nice feature is this preview, so you can watch over here what it does, and it creates a new mask around my body. Another nice thing to do is to blur it a bit because otherwise the mask will have way too much points. You can just play around a bit. The tolerance makes everything more smooth, but of course the further you go with this, the less you recognize the original picture. So let's just bring it back to 2. Same thing with the threshold. The more you bring it down, the more detail you get, but the more edgy and curvy it looks, and you don't want to overdo that. So let's bring this one up again to 80. And what we will also do is enable apply to new layers, so you get a completely new layer with just the masks on it. And you can directly see that we have many points. And we can now shut off the original layer. And we can also delete this one mask by simply double clicking on the line and hit the delete button. There we have this white silhouette of me, and according to which color you want, you can of course tint this, and there you have it. You see that we have a few mistakes, but as this one is a mask, you can really go into all of this. Of course you could play a bit more with the auto trace settings. You see that we really get many details in here. You could also try to increase the minimum area in the auto trace settings. And there's another trick which you could use. And this is just a trick if you have the plugin. It's called Alpha Cleaner, which also comes along with the key correct plugin. If we bring this one out, you can decide if you either want to remove specks or plug holes. And in this case, I want to remove the specks. It's just a nice plugin to clean out something like that, or a key or something else. And once again, if you don't have the alpha cleaner, you could maybe come away with choking. So just type in choke, maybe take the matte choker. And there you have it without the matte choker and with the matte choker. And if you play a bit with this one, you can get a nicer result. And now it's time to position the silhouette in the final version of the template. So we have to find a nice point where we want to have it. Maybe we want to have it instead of this tree which appears here. So let's take a look if we can find this tree. Let's just type in tree. And there we have it. But what I want to do now is I just want to bring it a bit more over here so that I can see it a bit longer. Maybe even over here. Yeah. And let's try to find this girl and hide her. And it is this movie file here, so let's just hide it. We also want this guy, and it is frame number 6. So let's just hide it. Now we go back to the tree. Over here. And we're searching for our silhouettes now. Bring it out here to the tree. Then we have to make it a 3D layer because our tree is also a 3D layer, and now it is just somewhere out of the frame. We just go to the tree layer, hit the P button for position, click on it, Control C for copy. Now you can click on the silhouette layer and use the shortcut Control V for paste. And there we have it. S button for scale. Make it smaller. Bring it in the position we want to have it later on. Of course, we want it to hide the tree. And now we just parent it to the tree. In this way, we also have this nice animation going on at the beginning. And if we turn on motion blur for this layer, will even look nicer. And that is how I did these silhouettes and how I connected them to the final composition.